Guys, hope everybody's doing good. So Chris and Shane will do our weekly installment of the fishing report. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody had a good week last week. I just want to give you a quick recap of my weekend. I fished 2 tournaments over the weekend. Fished at High Rock on Saturday. Had a good day. Caught me 5 that weighed almost 18 pounds. I had 17.97. I won the tournament. It was a fun day on the pond. I had 9 bites. Fortunate to get them all in the boat. Caught them all fishing about that deep around willows and bushes. And the lake's down, High Rock's down about 1.5 foot, maybe 1.75 foot. And I just went and fished around what little bit of cover was left in the water. And it was a good day. I actually went down and practiced on Wednesday and kind of put it together. And I actually took my buddy Tyler with me. He's kind of the one that clued me into it. We kind of went back in this little old place and started fishing, and he caught one behind me, and then he caught another one. It kind of clued me in on what to do, so I kind of got to give him some props. He helped me out a little bit on this one. But it was a fun day. It was good to leave the spinning rods in the box, get the big sticks out. I used my 7'3" heavy action level rod all day, had 20-pound K9 fluorocarbon on it, and I set the hook awful hard. It's a lot of fun when you're catching fish in shallow cover like that, especially when they're that deep and they're around, flooded cover. You pitch in there, when you pick it up, most of the time they're on it, and you reel down and set the hook, and they're buried up, and you have to wrestle them out. But it was a good day. It was good to win on the home pond. It's been a little while since I won a tournament on the home pond. But fished baiting yesterday. I caught me 5 that weighed 12.90. I finished second yesterday. I got a good lead in the points in that little trail with just the divisional championship left to go. It's the second week in June, and had to do a little bit of everything yesterday at baiting. It was I really thought I could catch me some on top, and I ran down the lake, and that just didn't pan out. So about 8 o'clock, I kind of had to scramble a little bit, and I went and I started flipping docks, and I caught me 3 flipping docks on a Dave's Tournament Tackle. This is a heavy finesse jig that he makes. It's a 7/16 ounce, but it's got a big hook in it, and I can use it on the same thing that I use my on the same rod, a 7'3" heavy action level rod, and I was throwing it on 18-pound, 100% fluorocarbon. And I caught me 3 doing that. 3 pretty nice keepers, probably all a little over 2 pounds. And the boat traffic was really bad at both lakes over the weekend, but it was really bad at baiting yesterday, and I really felt like, fishing piers was probably the best way to fish yesterday, but the boat traffic got so bad, I just couldn't do that anymore. So about 12 o'clock, I went and started fishing off the bank a little bit. And I had 2 bites doing that. I caught a 4-pounder and a 3-pounder, and I caught both of them on a shaky head. That's the head that Dave's Tournament Tackle makes, and that's his worm on it, his trick worm. I had throwing it on it, and that's a 5/16 ounce head. I was using it on 16-pound 100% fluorocarbon, and I was able to get 2 key bites. Those 2 bites really helped me a lot. And I mean, I only had 7 bites yesterday, and I caught all 7 of them. I caught 2 times, and I caught a 3-pounder on my last stop. And it was a good day. I actually did good to catch what I caught yesterday, and I was actually, before I went down there yesterday, I said if I could catch 12 pounds, I'd have been totally content with that, and I actually caught almost 13. So, finished second, had a good day, got me some really good points, had a great weekend. It was just a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it. It was really good. Okay, on to the fishing report. Last week when we talked, I told you things were probably getting ready to change. Well, they have. It got really warm towards the end of the week. The lakes come down. They've cleared up, and what has happened is we're going into a full-blown post-spawn phase. Most of the fish are done spawning. Now, there are a few exceptions because there's places where they spawn later than they do others. But for the most part, on the main lakes, the spawn is all done, and the shad spawn's even starting to wind down. Yesterday at baiting, I did something that you have to do a lot this time of the year. I'll call it junk fishing 101. This time of the year, you got fish doing a little bit of everything. You got fish that are still shallow, you got fish that are garden fry, and you got fish that are starting to transition towards their out type places, and that is what's happening now. That's what I did yesterday at baiting. I caught me a couple fish on top yesterday morning. I caught 2 on a buzz bait. I didn't weigh them, but I mean, I caught those 2, and then I went and fished docks for a little while, and I caught 3, and then I fished out for a little bit, and I caught me 2 more, and that was how I caught my fish. Now, Saturday at High Rock is a little bit different. I fished shallow all day, but I mean, that's kind of a little different situation when you're fishing lakes that's got bushes and willows in it. But the fish are transitioning more towards a full-blown post-spawn phase, and you got to be kind of, it's one of those times when you go fishing, you might have 10 rods laying on the front of your boat when you take off in the morning because they're doing just a little bit of everything right now. But you can go catch you some on top first thing in the morning, and then maybe fish you a dock or fish you some shallow cover about mid-morning. In the afternoon, you kind of need to start transitioning towards more fishing out. And I think the out bite's really going to get better. It's going to stay warm. We're almost at the end of May, and you know, the shallow, you can still catch some shallow, but I mean, you know, when you start getting towards the end of May, a lot of those fish kind of want to transition to off the bait. And one thing I want to say is the holiday weekend coming up this weekend, there's going to be a lot of people on the lake. There's going to be a lot of traffic on the lake. You guys be careful out there this weekend. Just be mindful of your surroundings. I know that, you know, the wakeboard boats, and they get on your nerve. I'll be the first one to admit they definitely get on mine. But, you know, they got just as much right to be out there as we do. But you just got to pay attention. You run up on one of them wakes off one of them wakeboard boats. You know, most of all of our boats will run 65 or 70 miles an hour. And you got to be careful. If you don't, you hit one of those wakes, it'll hurt you and you lose control of your boat. And, you know, you can get in a lot of trouble real quick. So, guys, just be careful this weekend with all the people that's going to be on the water. But that's what's going on. You know, get out there and get after it. It's a good time to be on the water to fish. You're still biting. Still a lot of big fish biting, too. I mean, big fish at Baden yesterday was 7 pounds, and I think it was 6 something on Saturday at IROC. So, but you guys stay safe. Hope everybody has a great week. Hope everybody has a great Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk to you guys next week. Same time, same place. Y'all have a good one. Thanks.